Hello everyone, and I'm Ajita from AMSYS Technologies, and I'm working on cloud and DevOps domain for more than 8 years. And I really thanks Nia for providing this opportunity to brief about OpenStack Sahara. We addressed the elephant in the room with OpenStack Sahara. And about our organization, AMSYS Technologies is a reliable partner for product engineering services and digital transformation projects for its ISV and enterprise clientele. We design, develop, and manage modern distributed systems and complex ecosystem integration with open source, proprietary, cloud native, and containerized technologies, expertise, and outcome based pricing. Then let's take a look on agenda. Quick glance on Hadoop OpenStack, Sahara OpenStack, Sahara deployment a deep dive, how to automate the building of distributed Hadoop using Sahara CLI, a requirement to execute a job in Sahara, a case study. We shall see the overview of Hadoop. Hadoop is an Apache open source framework written in Java that allows distributed processing of large data sets across clusters of computers. It includes MapReduce and HDFS. MapReduce is for computing engine and HDFS is HDF Hadoop distributed file system where it creates multiple replicas of data blocks. And example applications and organizations using Hadoop is Amazon, AOL, Facebook, and Fox Interactive Media. This is the high-level architecture of Hadoop, where it has a master node and multiple slave nodes, where the master node is assigned with job tracker and name node, and it can be assigned with task tracker and data node as well. But in case of slave node, it can be assigned with task tracker and data node. And again, it can be split into MapReduce layer where it takes care of all the jobs and tasks, and HDFS where it takes care of the data. And next we shall see the OpenStack overview. So OpenStack is an open source platform that uses pooled virtual resources to build and manage private and public clouds. This is the OpenStack architecture where L1 and L2 services are kind of mandatory, where L1 servers include Nova for compute, Glance for image, Cinder and Swift for block and object storage respectively, and Neutron for networking. And shared services include Keystone for authentication, Horizon for dashboard, and optional services include Ceilometer for monitoring, Heat for orchestration, Sahara for data processing. Next, we shall see how these two big chains, Hadoop and OpenStack, comes together as Sahara. This is Sahara architecture where user will provide input from Horizon and it receives to a REST API, which is used for communication and auth for authentication and vendor plugin to choose our own vendor and data sources to store our input and output data, EDP for elastic data processing that enables running of jobs on an existing and launched Hadoop cluster. And provisioning engine is to provide instructions to heat component and data access layer for database. And these are the Sahara features. These are the features, and these are the features where Sahara provides. It's a provision and manage data processing framework such as Hadoop, MapReduce, Spark, and Storm in a cluster topology. And top OpenStack Sahara features include it's native to OpenStack and completely open source. Like other OpenStack services, Sahara service can be managed through a powerful REST API, CLI, and a horizontal dashboard. It provides predefined configurable templates to install a Hadoop cluster within a minutes. And plugins available are Apache Hadoop, Ambari, Cloudera, Mapr, Spark, and Storm. And cluster size can be scaled up and down based on demand. It can be integrated with OpenStack Swift and Manila as well. And Sahara supports different types of jobs like MapReduce, Hive, Pig, and Uzi workflows. Right now, we are able to understand that Sahara will provide you a Hadoop cluster so that our big data job can be executed. So, how does the Hadoop cluster will be provisioned inside OpenStack environment? Yeah, the horizon from the horizon, we will be requesting a Hadoop cluster. It will reach the Sahara REST API and it passes the request and it will authenticate from the keystone. And based on the request, it create a VM and Nova, it create VM from the Nova and Nova in turn will retrieve image from the glance and it will store the input and output data in the Swift. Yeah, this is a complete workflow of Sahara. Next, a deep dive on Sahara deployment. This is these are the steps we followed to install Sahara in OpenStack environment. And first we installed package OpenStack Sahara, then created a database. Database schema has been updated. And similar to other kind of OpenStack services, we need to create a separate Sahara service and create endpoints. And to integrate the Sahara dashboard with the Horizon dashboard, we need to follow these steps. I mean, you need to modify few changes. I mean, need to modify few lines in the Horizon files. And after that, a restart of Apache and OpenStack Sahara is a Sahara API is required to get changes effective. And this is a Sahara dashboard where you can see clusters, cluster templates, node group templates, job execution, jobs, job binaries, and data sources and plugins. This is our recommendation to enable hardware virtualization on compute nodes. Since we used KVM hypervisor, these are the steps we followed to enable hardware virtualization on compute nodes. And after the changes, a reset of Nova servers is required to apply the changes. Then next we shall see how we deployed Hadoop on VMs using OpenStack. Initially, we tried with manual deployment where we faced multiple challenges like it is tedious and for different frameworks like Hadoop, Spark, etc. we need to configure separately. Also, it involves manual intervention during the creation of clusters. So we moved to Sahara deployment. We used Sahara pre-provisioned images with an installed OS, uploaded the image to OpenStack image servers, and then OpenStack Sahara uses plugins for provisioning a data processing cluster, registered the uploaded image with the corresponding plugin, and finally created a Hadoop cluster template and then launched it. Apart from this, the additional benefits would be OpenStack Sahara to scale. We can use the OpenStack Sahara to scale an Hadoop cluster, and it is very simple to add and remove nodes. Next is before launching a Hadoop cluster, we need to plan its deployment. Like Hadoop will be having name node, job tracker, data node, task tracker. We need to assign these roles to the master and slave node based on our requirement. Next, how to automate the building of distributed Hadoop using Sahara CLI. Created a first step is to create a node group template using CLI. For that, we need to create a JSON file where we need to provide the input parameters like name, flavor ID, plugin name, Hadoop version node, processes, and auto security group. Then later on, using Sahara node group template create command, we can create a node group template by providing the input JSON file. Similar to this, we need to create a worker node group template using the same command and the input JSON file. And finally, a cluster template using the same command, but with the previous node group template and worker node group template IDs. And finally, we can launch our Hadoop cluster using Sahara cluster create command. And then the requirement to execute a job is similar to other Hadoop environment, maybe in Sahara or maybe in normal Hadoop environment. It requires a input data and a program to execute or process the input data. Similar to that, the input data is termed as input or output data is termed as data source over here, and the program which process that input data is known as job binaries. The data source can be either in the HDFS local store, or it can be in external storage like Swift, or it can be in Manila as well. And the job binaries are scripts, jar files, and file credentials will be referenced to in Sahara's own database or externally using Swift or Manila. And the job binary can be located in its own Sahara database, and the access will be done. Access will be via Sahara cluster and using Sahara credentials. And in case if it is Swift, and the access would be through Swift proxy and through Swift credentials and the respective Manila. And Sahara supports different job types like Java, Hive, MapReduce streaming, Pig, Shell, Spark. And finally, we can see a case study or an example how we execute a job in the Hadoop cluster provisioned by Sahara. And this is a sample input file where the file has extra spaces. And we do have a pig script which actually trims the extra spaces in a file. And we have to create a container in a Swift storage, and we are uploading our input data in a Swift container, and we can cross check the container whether our input file has been uploaded. And we move to Sahara tab, and from there we can create data source and provide the Swift URL. And along with that, we need to provide the credentials of Swift as well. And we need to create another data source as well for storing the output. And finally, we create a job binary for pig job and upload the pig script over here. And after this, a pig job has to be created, and there will be drop down where you can select the job type, and optionally it might be possible to upload additional libraries as well. And yeah, we can launch the created job. Along with that, we have to provide the input file and the respective cluster, because in the Sahara environment we can create multiple clusters. So after creation, you can see a status as pending, and within a few minutes the status will be changed to running. And again, the status can be checked from the Hadoop master node on port 50070, and the same URL. It is possible to access the HDFS name node web user interface as well. And accessing Yarn web user interface provides more details on running jobs in the Hadoop cluster. In our case, it's Uzi. Then once the job gets executed, we will get a status as succeeded, and we can download the output data from the container file where we specify initially. The output will be like all the extra spaces has been removed. This is the way where we can use the Sahara to process our big data. By this, I conclude even with open source technologies like Sahara, we would be able to achieve more in big data. Thank you.